Hey, welcome back. This is the final video for my Meet the Survivors series for Risk of Rain 2. If you haven't seen it, there is a playlist on my channel by the same name, and at the end of this video, there will be a card taking you to the first episode, Meet the Commando. The total runtime for all those videos is 9 minutes and 5 seconds. It's not that long. In this video, I'll be addressing some of the comments that were left over the course of the series and correcting some errors that I made. So let's start at the beginning with Meet the Commando. The Immortal Phoenix says, weakness is 0 built-in crowd control. Enjoy the comment spamming. I wouldn't say this character has 0 built-in crowd control. His starting special ability, Suppressive Fire, literally stuns enemies. And I don't know if you know this, but it's not a single target ability. It fires multiple rounds, and you can move your aim over the duration of the ability to hit multiple targets. Next, we have this comment for Multi. Cyrus Kana says, by highest armor for regular survivors, do you mean for ranged/non-melee? Even then, Rex has higher armor unless you are counting his utility and special. I would still say he is the tank, with accurate being close second. You're correct, Rex does have higher armor. In the video, I specifically say he has the highest health and armor of all the regular survivors, which he does have the highest health, but not armor. Unless you include when using power mode, which you gain 200 armor when using. But as far as base stats go, correct, he does not have the highest armor. My mistake, and when I say regular survivors, I mean anyone that is not Heretic. We have a couple of comments for Artificer here. Sean Slocum says, first, my friend says Loader is better at burst damage. Then we have Bison is Gamer saying, second, I'm the friend and I stand by that statement. In this video, I say the Artificer's kit makes her the best burst damage character in the game. So, we'll have to get into semantics briefly for this. I would say that one-shotting every enemy in the game is not burst damage. That's just one-shotting enemies. Burst damage requires, as is in the name, a burst of damage, a burst being more than one hit in a short period of time. Either way, both characters are capable of doing large amounts of damage very quickly. We've got 4 comments for Mercenary. Just a Chem 847 says, Merc takes a lot of skill to use. Has the same energy as Spy takes a lot of skill to use. So, this guy tries to quote me saying Merc takes a lot of skill to use, which I literally did not say. What I said was Mercenary has the highest skill ceiling of any survivor. This does not mean that this character takes a lot of skill to use. In fact, if you ask me, not a single character in the game takes a lot of skill to use. The barrier to entry is very low across the board. Quite frankly, this game is rather easy to learn. A toddler could figure this shit out. That's not a diss on the game, that's actually a good thing. One of the reasons the game is so popular, apart from having a solid, fun, core gameplay loop, is because it's so accessible. Next we have, there was an attempt, saying, Merc takes a lot of skill. Have you even tried to use his default skills? Boss fights literally revolve around you mashing Shift and R as fast as you can while you hit the boss with your sword during your downtime. Not gonna lie though, Merc is one of my favorite characters to play. So this guy tries to quote me saying Merc takes a lot of skill to use, which I literally... Next we have this guy saying, Merc is easy to use, even with 10 FPS I still managed to stay alive even after 2 hours by simply spamming Shift and R. Again, I never said this character was difficult to use. The Immortal Phoenix says, otherwise undodgeable attacks. Who do you think you're talking about? Attacks move at snail speed to him, he can dodge anything. When I said otherwise undodgeable attacks, what I was thinking when I wrote that was specifically the Wandering Vagrant's AoE explosion. When you're standing on top of a Wandering Vagrant holding left mouse, eventually it's going to let off an explosion. Instead of jumping away and trying to find cover or outright tanking the hit, you can time Binding Assault, Focused Assault, or Eviscerate to have your iframes activated when it goes off. The Vagrant's explosion only lasts for 1 frame, so it's actually rather easy to time this since you have some leeway. On Loader, War4 says, Loader does not have the highest one-shot potential, you are forgetting Bandit with Desperado and Railgunner. I am not forgetting Bandit and Railgunner. Loader simply has better scaling throughout the entire game to make her more capable of one-shotting any enemy at any point. Remember, using Charged Gauntlet, she gets a bonus 30% damage for every 1 meter per second she's moving. That doesn't require any items. This means that this character's damage doesn't only scale with damage items like Bandit and Railgunner do, but also movement items. The best loader will outdamage the best Bandit and best Railgunner all day. That is just a fact. Also, we have Wolveric Catkin saying she, with a cat crying laughing emoji, correcting me because in this video I referred to loader as he multiple times. Then they go on to say, should note, the loader in Risk of Rain 1 was male, but they're a reference to Amanda Ridley in Aliens, so apparently the devs decided to go all out in the second game and make the character female. This comment I just thought was funny because it starts out correcting me on my mistake just to then go ahead and make a mistake in their comment. The character is a reference to Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise. They were close though. Amanda was the name of Ellen Ripley's daughter, and Ridley being the first name of the director of the original Alien movie, Ridley Scott. I also thought it was funny how going all out in the second game was just making the character female. But yeah, they went nuts. For Bandit, the Immortal Phoenix says, hemorrhage is not bleed though. True. Though the effect is very similar, if not identical to bleed, they are different afflictions. You can apply both hemorrhaging and bleed on the same target. Good catch. Finally, for Heretic, we get some genuinely good, helpful information. Milk for the Cornflakes says, if you go into a run deciding in advance that you want to play Heretic, choose Captain. The Captain's passive, Defensive Microbots, is an item which you keep when transforming into Heretic. Combined with the massive health pool, strides, and multiple jumps, you'll be hard-pressed to die. Oh, and if you hate micromanaging that negative health regen, grab Transcendence. It sets the Heretic's health regen to 0, along with the side benefits of granting a percent-based health boost, which scales nicely with Heretic's already massive health pool, as well as shielding in general having super strong synergy with strides, since that temporary immortality means you can start regenerating your shield for free. Corpse Bloom's great on her too though, so judge it on a case-by-case basis. Maybe some Stone Flux Pauldrons for good measure. Heretic's mobility is super high anyways, she's probably the item's best user too. Thank you for the tips. It's some stuff I actually never thought of before. It's honestly really good information to have, so I'm happy to share it here. I appreciate all the comments everyone leaves on every video. Even if I don't respond to them all, I do read them. I only started uploading in January a couple of months ago, and it's honestly amazing to me that this channel has gotten any traction, even if it's not a lot. The 152 subscribers we have at the time of writing this is 152 more than I ever expected. I'm grateful for all of you now and for all of you in the future that will be watching. Thanks for watching. Stay bricked.